Hey everybody, it's Right Lane Cowboy here, and I tell you what, man, the last couple of weeks I got a whole lot of things built up in my mind to talk about. I don't even know where to start. I don't know if I could talk about the boycotting. I would love to start a boycott to these stinking TAs. Look at this. You can't really see it in the daylight or in the dark right now, but they're going to start charging. When BP took over, hey, that helps out a bunch. Right on. When BP took over, they decided, hey, let's charge for parking everywhere. They don't guarantee to have an armed guard. They don't have a fenced area. They don't have any kind of protection for the truck driver. They're not providing a service. All they're doing is designating an area that's going to cost us $20 to $30 to park every night. And the only thing you're doing is covering a piece of ground. You're covering 70 feet long by 9 foot wide. And that's it. You know, if you're a standard truck. Oversized, you're covering a little bit more than that. But it's so stupid. You know, I haven't been able to get to Walmart, so I can't buy my groceries and all that. I just got a brand new refrigerator put in. I lost a bunch of food because it's quit working on me. But so I had to go in and get me some heartburn medication. I think I got an ulcer or something, but it's neither here nor there. But this is a little 6-pack of that's backwards 6, but anyway, that's, well, I guess I don't know. Anyway, it's a 6-pack of, it's actually it's a 3-pack with two Alka-Seltzers in each pack. $3.80. The 6-pack cost $12.99. I asked him in there, I said, look, man, you guys are going to start charging for parking. Are you going to come down on the prices? She goes, oh, well, no, we need to be able to charge for parking so we can pay somebody to go out there and clean up the trash. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that's starting to make a little bit of sense. You got to cover cost of bringing people on to clean up after the slob truck drivers because, I hate to say it, but truck drivers are slobs. Most of them out there are, and most truck drivers would agree with me on that. But $20 per truck. I think this particular, I'm at the TA Moriarty right now over on 40 in New Mexico, and I think they can fit a few hundred trucks in here if I remember right. Well, let's just say 100 for criminy sakes. They're going to charge $20. Wow. How much are they paying that dude to pick up trash, for God's sakes? And I think, I think if I look at it, I get down here, look out the window, I'm going to say 300. So that's $3,000 or $6,000 they're going to make on trucks if it's full up. They're going to pay a guy $6,000 in one shift. How do they justify? They can't justify that. They can't justify a $20 bill. I just stayed at a Petro down in California, and it costs $30 to park there. If you spend $50 in the store, it's free. So you either spend $20 in the store and just pay for parking, or you spend $50 in the store and it's free. Either way, you're spending $50 freaking dollars. Because every time you go into daggone place, you're going to spend $20. So, big whoop, spend $50, it's free. Okay, well, $50 is $50. Doesn't matter how you chop it up. It's stupid. There's no justification for parking in any. If we're out here trying to make $1 so we can pay our bills at home, and these guys, build a retirement or whatever, and these guys are taking out of our pocket every time you turn around. And we have to park at truck stops. You can't park on the off-ramps. You can't park on the roads. You can't park in people's private property without permission. There's way too many trucks on the road to just go into somebody's private property and say, hey, can I park here? You can't do that. So we got to depend on truck stops, God bless Love's Truck Stop or Travel Center. I don't know why they don't call them truck stops. Everybody insists on calling them travel centers now. But Love's Truck Stop, when old man Loves, before he died, he made it, I'm pretty sure this is true because I heard it from a manager who knew the guy over in Oklahoma. And he says before the old man died, he made a vow. He said, you know what, we're not going to charge for parking. The way we're going to combat the need for trucks parking in America is buy more land and let them park on it. And then they came up with this great idea. You know, you come into these places, and you go behind the trucks, there's trash cans all the way around, all over the place, right? So you got a trash can within 50 feet of your truck, just about anywhere you go. And now I understand, you got to pay somebody to get on a golf cart, pull a trailer, go around, empty all the trash cans, put new bags in them, and then truck drivers fill them up. I'm not bagging on truck drivers for that. Thank God they use the daggone trash cans instead of just, dropping their trash on the floor. But you got to pay somebody to do that. Well, hold on a second. Pardon me. So they instead of instead of having them all scattered throughout, somebody came up with a bright idea. Hey, why don't we take a corner, put a big sign up and says, put all your trash right here, and then put all the trash cans right there. I don't see a problem with it. We need to get out and walk anyway as truck drivers. We need to stop taking shortcuts. I don't mind getting out and walk. I walk all over the place. Mochi and I got out tonight over on this big dirt lot behind us over here, and I'll bet we walked about 2 miles. I mean, albeit it's just in, circles all over the place. We probably look like a couple of idiots out there just walking in circles all over. But we got our exercise in. Got my heart rate up. She got her heart rate up. What? Here she goes again, giving me the side eye. You got your heart rate up and you feel better now, don't you? You went number 1, you went number 2, you came in and you ate some more food to build up to number 2 for tomorrow, right? Right? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Say hi. Say howdy, everybody. Say hi, right here. Say howdy, everybody. You don't even know what you're looking at, do you? Because you're silly. Right here. Right there. Isn't she adorable? Had her hair cut. All of them, too. Had her done. Get over there. But we got our exercise in. Now she wants to play. So I don't mind walking a little bit of a distance, throw my trash away in a bunch of receptacles over there, trash cans, and sitting in a group over on the side of on the curb. I think that's a great idea. They don't have to pay that guy, extra hours, because it loves the mechanics. Either help out in the store when they're not busy, or they dump trash, and they dump trash often. They got, I forget what it is, but every few hours they got to do a trash check on the whole yard, the whole truck stop, and I really appreciate that. But Petro, TA, Pilot Flying J, they need to step it up and do a little bit better. They really do. I just talked to the lady in here and I said, why are you guys doing this? Because I tell you what, and this is a promise, I don't know about anybody else, but as soon as those gates start charging, you'll never see me here again. Because, dadgummit, I'm trying to make $1 out here, and I don't need to be doing, throwing my money out to the wind for nothing. Now, if I roll in here and they got an 8-foot fence around the entire complex with razor wire, and I got 2 or 3 guards out there, armed guards, protecting the drivers as they're sleeping, that's a service. I'll pay $30 to park there. That's a service. You can't charge me for something that you say is there but isn't there. That's like taking this bottle of water, emptying it out and saying, here's a bottle of water, that's $10. Well, there's nothing in it. Well, yeah, but it's still $10 because I gave you a bottle of water and I said there's water in it. That's kind of a weak comparison, but still, it's something for nothing. I'm paying them something for nothing, for literally nothing. I'm already paying a lot of money for the stuff that I got. Those 3 bottles of water, okay, let's see. $3.90, $3 and $4.06 for 3 bottles of water. $3.80 some cents. For looking at a little over $7 for 3 bottles of water and 6 effervescent tablets, Alka-Seltzers. Is that justifiable? I don't think so. I think a bottle of water should be 75 cents, period, flat rate. 75 cents. I don't care what brand it is. I don't care how many minerals you put in it. I've hauled every kind of freaking water that you can have. The Dasani comes out of a plant up in Michigan. Is it Michigan? Yeah, up in Michigan. Dasani, Kroger, store brand Kroger, store brand Walmart, Sam's Club, and store brand another one. What's the other one? I forget. I think Piggly Wiggly, if I remember right. They all come out of the same damn faucet. It's not like they said, well, let's see, Kroger, let's go out of this faucet because it's made for them and there's something different about this water that they like. No, it's not. This comes out of the same freaking faucet. I think this does. Epic, yep. Epic comes out of the same stinking faucet that Walmart brand, Dasani, and all those other ones come out of up there in Michigan. That's just one plant, you know? And to charge $1.38 for a bottle of flipping water is unjustifiable. It's not. And it's the cheapest water. It's one of the cheapest waters in there, you know? That size, rather. $1.38. There's bottles of water in there, in this store, that go for like $4 for freaking water that come out of a faucet. So what? It went through reverse osmosis and ozonation and all of this other different filtration systems. Okay, so does my water at the house. Mochi's water, you know, it comes out of a flipping hose. It's the same damn water. Water is water is water is water is water. This water went through the kidneys of a dinosaur millions of years ago. It's water. Why are we charging so damn much for water? It's ridiculous. But they're getting it. Because I needed water. I'm out of water. I needed water. I needed my heartburn medication because I can't stop eating the chips. Well, not chips. What are they called? Cheese puffs. The big fat cheese puffs. Man, I love those. Those are the greatest. But anyway, you know, I got a little bit of heartburn going on, so I think I got an ulcer. But anyway, I stopped, so I need that so I can sleep at night because I got to get my rest so I can drive in the morning. I got to do 670 miles tomorrow, right? If I'm paying that much money for a bottle of water and some Alka-Seltzers, I think I've done my due diligence in sharing my money with this place to get a place to park. That's my point. We're already spending money. We're spending high fuel prices. We're spending inflated prices in the store. Why are we being charged to park? We're already here giving you our money for unjustifiable prices for this product. Stop flipping charging us to park, to cover a piece of ground. I can go on and on and on and on about this, but I don't know. It's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just screeching for no reason, but I'm fixing to crash out on this pretty bad in a store. But I did tell them in there, as soon as those gates go up and we have to start parking, I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna drive right down the road. I'll drive over my hours to get down the road to Love's. I'm not gonna pay for parking if you're not going to, you know, provide a service. Simple as that. Another thing that's really starting to tick me off is one point that they had in there that's really, really a good point. These truck drivers trashing the damn places that's driving them to, you know, put up gates and start charging for parking. So even though I'm a little pissed off that they're trying to take our money as we're making it out here on the road, there is a little bit of reason as to why they're doing it. But as much as they shouldn't be charging as much as they are. $5-10 a night is fine. It's good enough. But the reason is if you get out here, I just picked up 3 or 4 bags, not just like paper towels or a napkin or a cup. Bags, grocery bags of trash laying on the ground. 25 to 30 feet over here, there's a daggum trash can. And these freaking jackasses, excuse my French, drop it on the ground and drive off. So that lady in there says, okay, so what do you do about that? I said, you put up cameras everywhere, okay? You can get, these places could get pretty good deals on getting cameras set up. And then you pay 1 or 2 guys in there to watch these cameras. Watch them diligently. They're good. There's people that watch these security cameras very, very well. As soon as a piece of trash comes out of a truck, they go out there and they confront that guy and say, you know what, fire it up and get the hell out of here. You're kicked out of here. Once you say you got to leave, I don't care what your hours are. I don't care if you're out of hours on a 10-hour rest. If the owner of the land says you got to leave, you got to leave. Otherwise, you're trespassing. If you don't want to leave, get the cops involved and get a trespass on them. Start teaching these jackasses a little bit of a lesson, actually a big lesson, in dropping their trash on the floor out here, or on the ground out here. Don't tell me you got to hire somebody at 12, 13, 15 bucks an hour to go pick up trash. No. If my kids get a popsicle and they eat the popsicle, ooh, yummy, you know, except the orange. They always leave the punk ass orange in there. If they go in there and they eat the popsicle, take the wrapper and throw it on the ground, you think I'm going to put up with that? You think my wife's going to put up with that? She'll crash out on them too. Guaranteed it. Right, Moach? Guaranteed it. Moach will tell you. She'll crash out on them real bad. I've seen her crash out. It's her head will pop off her shoulders. But no, they're going to go and pick up that trash and then put it in the trash. And if it's full, they're going to take the trash out. They're going to put another bag in there. And then they might do some dishes. Then they might sweep and mop. They might do some dusting. You want to screw off and throw trash in my house? Or if you want to be a truck driver and come out here and throw trash on the ground in a place that's not yours, and get out of here. And if you don't want to get out of here, you get towed. You'll be taken out of the car because you're trespassing. And the cops will come out and they'll remove you and they'll remove your truck. And you'll be trespassed, which means you can't come back. And I think that's the best way to do it. Is it really that cold in here? Well, I guess you guys wouldn't know. Huh, right on. It's cold. Cool. Yeah, but I think that's the best way to do it. Start catching these guys, kicking them out, and actually do it. Go through with it. You know, that's what's going to have to happen if they want the trashing to stop. If they want people to stop throwing trash all over the place, they need to put at every freaking off ramp and on ramp. They need to put cameras there. At every state so-and-so needs to be funded to put cameras at these places, and then have somebody watch them and then responding to them. Hey, that guy over there in that so-and-so truck just threw a bunch of trash on the ground. We got him on recording doing it. Get his license plate, get the truck make and model number, and, you know, hopefully an identification of the person, and then, you know, a description of the person. Turn him in, let him get busted down the road, and the cop will pull him over and say, hey, we got you on camera, littering. Maybe littering for truck drivers ought to be jacked up a little bit. You know, when you see $100 fine for littering, maybe if a truck driver litters, you know, this is a pretty good sized space. We can't freaking find a place for a little trash can to put our trash? Really? Come on. This is ridiculous. I mean, I do. You know what I did? I went out there. It was simple. Just go to a hardware store. Get your 5-quart. Fits a garbage bag right in there, just perfect. You just put it right here beside the seat, throw it in there. When you're done, tie it up, throw it in the garbage. Not the bucket, the bag. Maybe you should jack that up. $500. You throw a napkin out and it hits the ground, you just incurred a $500 fine. Maybe they'll stop, you know, throwing trash out. I know I would. If I was a jackass and threw trash out on the ground, it would only take one time. $500 fine for me to knock it off, you know. I got a ticket going through California. I was doing 65 and a 55. You can do 65 miles an hour. Hell, in Texas, you can do 80 on some of those roads. And even in Colorado, you can do 80 on some of those roads. Even if you're an 18-wheeler. You get used to that. The rest of the nation going fast. You get over there in California, you want to do 65. Well, I was behind these. It's 55 miles an hour for trucks. So when I was over there going down I-5 by Stockton, these guys got in front of me. It's only 2-lane, and they were doing like 53. And I'm like, oh my God, really? Come on, get out of the way. At least do 55. I usually set it at about 59 and just keep on going down the road and stay in the right lane, and they leave me alone. Well, I jumped out there in the hammer lane, got up there to 65 miles an hour, and I'm passing them. You know, I got busted by the eye in the sky, and he radioed that in to somebody, and before you know it, I got lights behind me telling me, hey, you can get off the road. We got a chit-chat. It took 5 minutes to write me a $50 ticket for going 55 or 65 and a 55, and he knocked it down. He knocked it down to a 5 and 9 over instead of a 10 over. So it was only $50. Otherwise, it'd have been over $100. But that happened to me one time. I don't do 65 in California no more. What's this guy doing? Oh, he's trying to figure it out. You don't have to pay, dude. You don't have to do, I don't do 65. I'll set that thing at 59 miles an hour and not do a penny over. And cruise, well, I take that back. On I-10 going, you know, heading out of the valley, heading over to Arizona, I'll kick it up to 62, 63 miles an hour, because there's 2 police officers that work that area out there, and they're so busy on other things that one of them actually told me, no, kick it up to 62. Get on out of the state when you get out of here as fast as you can. Okay, you know. So that's the only place I do it. Everywhere else, 59 is the max I'll go. It's ridiculous that these guys don't get taught a lesson. I got taught a lesson. Okay, I don't do that no more. A few different things I've been taught, you know, years and years and years ago. I drove drunk one time, and I got a freebie. And that cop says, "This is your freebie. Don't ever do it again." I've never done it again. I was barely 21 years old. I'm 52 now, and I'm barely 21 years old, and I did that. I did a stupid and drove drunk once, and I got busted. Thank God I got busted, because I wasn't. He came up and he says, "I need you to step out of the car." I said, "I can't. I'm too drunk." So he took me out of the car, cuffed me, took me back to the motel, and he says, "You know what? You could walk to your truck in the morning and get it. And if your truck ain't out of there by 9 o'clock, I'm towing it." So I had to get up, and I was gone. Hung over like an idiot, stumbling across the town. I think it was like 5 or 6 miles back to my truck. Got it and took it home. Never did it again. Refused to. Absolutely refused to drive drunk. Have a sip. Nope, somebody else can drive. Here's the keys. I ain't doing it. Because that was my freebie. So, teach them a lesson. If they throw trash out there, teach them a lesson. Hit them hard. Hit them where it hurts. Hit them in the pocketbook. And they'll stop doing that. Don't go charging us no daggum $20-some, $30-some to park and cover a spot for 12 hours. 10 hours in my case. It's ridiculous. So, a couple things that I wanted to get off my mind. I got my truck all cleaned up. My fridge stopped working. Got a brand new fridge. Got that yesterday. Got a great group of guys out there at Wilmer. The mechanics out there. Got my S-bar heater done. Got a lot of things done. I think this guy's gonna crash into me. Watch this. Turn around, man. Turn around. Why is this thing turning around? That's how close he's getting to me. Can you see it? Getting close. Getting close. But you know what? You're supposed to get close. That's pretty good. He's backing that thing straight as an arrow too. Good job, bud. Right on. Anyway. If you agree with it, you agree with it. If you don't, you don't. And I think I might talk about politics on my next video. I might make another one tonight just to talk about what I think about politics. They're just doing things that give me the right mind to speak up about it. But if they start charging for parking, let's boycott them. Forget it. That's all TA and Petros. Because BP owns TA now, so they're going to start charging, which is ridiculous. You want to say goodnight? Come here. Come here. Come here. She says goodnight. She goes, "Hey, I'm going to say goodnight to everybody." You want to say goodnight? Say later. Isn't she the cutest daggum thing? She'll sit there and side-eye me all the time. She's getting to where she's looking at that. She don't know what to think when she sees herself in there, huh? Oh! What are you, a parkour dog? Just kind of jumped off me. Anyway, we'll talk at y'all later. Right Lane Cowboy out.